Bang, 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 bang.
Shit like that, shit like that, shit like that, shit like that, shit like that.
Hey, look. How do you say Brunelzenegger, right? Arnold Schwarzenegger, right?
Now, hold up. What'd you say, bro?
Oh no! Urban hip hop R&B style. People.
Oh shit.
King Sly.
We back, we back, we back, we back. How we feeling? The boy is back, the boy is back. How we feeling, gang? Talk to me nice, talk to me right. Dre, I see you, Dre. What's poppin'? To the Anthony, I see you. Tavares, what's poppin'? McFly, welcome back, baby.
No trouble, a sense of
Style, what's poppin'?
but I'm in
No,
just like it came without it.
that's a fact.
Hang like frames on a picture.
Penguin, what's
And
poppin'?
I see
Eyes and
figure.
arms.
A block shift on ain't made
D-man.
for no beginner. I feel like a drops to even trade for a chinchilla.
Gang, we back outside, man. Back at it like a crackhead. Talk to me nice, talk to me right. We back outside tonight. How we feeling? Yes, Friday night. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. How we feeling? I hope y'all are back popping with the pause. Back bopping with the boy, though. We gonna finish it. We gonna finish it. All right. So I am happy to be back. We got some things we're gonna get into today. We got we you know it's not always we get a freak out, but we got a freak out from our boy. We're gonna talk about Rackets is back outside trying to help his bae. I know he's trying real hard to get his girl. I know he is. We're gonna see what maybe this is better. Maybe he has better advice this time, knowing all the facts that everybody knows. We're gonna go over that as well. Also, I think we have the settlement agreement, but the only problem is who is talking about the settlement. We might have to jump around a bit because, well, we'll get to him. We'll get to him. Oh, no, his legal advice is on point. I mean, he's got the best legal advice of all time. I mean, come on now. So we're going to get right into it. We're going to start with the freak out, okay? And not just going to watch the freak out. We're going to break down the fact, apparently, because I didn't see this. Apparently, he made 2 racks the other day. Wouldn't have known, have no clue, don't pay attention to it. So I didn't even know he made $2,000 doing whatever he did. I have no clue. But that's why I want to take a look at this video from Meaningful Content, who's going to break it all down for us. 2K. He made 2 stacks off it. Damn. All right, let's take a look.
Obviously, thank you so much to the person, insane contribution, over $2,100 from this person tonight, and to everyone else who also.
Yeah, me either. I was way off when I saw this. I'm like, what? 2,000.
Also contributed. You guys are absolutely amazing. During the stream, I received over $2,000 of support. One person tipped an insane amount of money, and then others followed suit with kicks, subs, super chats. It was wild. Like, it was my most supported stream I've had in years. Actually, it actually topped any marathon.
So Phil usually has a goal of 150 per stream, usually streams 5 to 6 days a week.
Okay, we don't need that. Let's just hear the crash out.
You have the right to go online immediately and play it, but you have no right to sit here and be a toxic dirtbag in my chat. None. Okay? So, the truth is, I don't know what I'm going to do with this game. Like, I like the episodes. I want to keep playing them. But as you can see, when I play any fighting game that's not just multiplayer, people just complain. I mean, thank you, Jax. And outside of that, thanks to the few that supported earlier, as you can see, insanely low support too, because I'm trying to play the game and enjoy it instead of just going online.
Oh, it looks like maybe Reaper knows exactly who this is, and that's why he's like, I don't know who this is. That's why I don't know. I've never heard of Meaningful Content before. I don't know who this is.
I'm just tired of very small-minded individuals. I really am. Like, this game actually seems to be a game they put a lot of effort into a story that everyone should enjoy. Just being honest, I think it's worth playing. I think it's actually quite good, and I wish that more people would understand that. But instead of people being dicks, you know, what can I say? So anyway, my initial impression, because this is my first day playing the game, I like the story for sure. I do like the world design. I like the art. Gameplay, I don't know. I'll be honest with you. Now, I haven't played it much, but gameplay, it barely feels like a fighting game. It feels like a combo exhibition more than anything else. It doesn't feel like it's built to be balanced or competitive. It felt like everyone needs to mash and get giant combos so the game's flashy. But I don't know. I want to play more, okay? But I don't know. People are just going to be toxic. Like, for example, King Crimson just said, I'd rather see you hit up training mode and learn the game rather than go online and not learn. You're right, but everyone will just complain. Everyone will just literally sit here and complain and say, I don't want to see training. I don't want to see offline. I want to see just go online. And that's because these are ignorant.
He's not even talking. Well, how could you? He's not even talking. He's not saying any words. It's just a clip.
Idiots. They just don't understand how you actually play a fighting game. You know, they don't. When I play other fighters, like, for example, if I play any one-on-one fighting game like Street Fighter, I have an installed knowledge of those games, so I can at least play at a basic level and not have to practice that much. In this game, I don't get it. You know what I mean? Like, I just don't get it. I don't understand the combo paths. I don't understand properties. I don't understand much. It's like starting from scratch, and it's hard because I know I have to play offline to learn, and I'm not getting that opportunity. Like, look at tonight. You know, people.
So he started. I don't even know what this game is, Tokan or whatever. But apparently he was playing. He did a terrible job. I guess he got smoked the first time he was playing it. So then he went to this story mode or whatever, and everyone was like, "Yo, go back and play." Obviously, they like to see him get mad, so they want to see him get mad. So, and playing the story mode, they're not going to get what they paid for. So then he started playing it, and I guess it ran too long or whatever. He lost to one person who had nice combos, and now he's crying about it. Yep. And then so he goes to this story mode. They're all complaining they don't want to see it, and they didn't give him money. So now, and then it ran too late. And I think he may have said, I don't know, don't hold me, that he was going to go to multiplayer, but it ran too long, and now he's gonna lose his mind on everybody.
Won't support unless it's me frustrated and losing. They won't support fighting games anymore. It sucks. You know, there's a few people like Jax and others who are positive, but there's a lot of toxic people out there. You know. All right, well. Day one, I enjoyed it. I'm sorry I don't have time to play online, but I did enjoy it, and I do want to play more of it, but I don't know what to do about it because you see how tonight went, right? I'm not making it up. You see how tonight went, so. All right, well, thanks for watching the second episode of Marvel Tokan Fighting Souls, which was Samurai Outriders for me. Hopefully there'll be more coming. We'll see. Okay. We did get some achievements. We got Sidekick perform 100 assemble assist attacks during battle, and then we got to hell and back clear the Samurai Outrider scenario, so we got 2 more achievements tonight. Okay. Cecil, you have to understand something. Like Cecil McWoot says, well, you're giving them too much time. You have to understand that when I make content, and let's talk about it for a minute because I'm going to adjourn this as the end of my week right now, okay?
True.
Okay?
Right, trust me. I have 2 jobs that I don't like doing, all right? To make money. You would think you would smarten up. Jenny, what up?
Ballistic fell over for absolutely no reason, then it knocked over my trash and made a giant mess. Now my trash is all over the floor. Give me a second, okay? Let me go pick up the trash that just spilled everywhere. Each go. Okay, so the point I'm making is this, all right? This is the point I'm making. I hope you guys will listen.
All right, let me hear the point, Phil. Put me on.
All right, so.
Let me hear this point.
The whole idea here is. Who's this idiot? Get this idiot out of here. This game, yes, it's a competitive fighting game, but I'm not part of the FGC, nor do I want to be. So I want to enjoy a game for what it is, okay? I'm not even kidding you when I tell you this stream is actually my worst performing stream of the entire week. And that includes me playing Assassin's Creed Black Flag,
Dog. You just made what some people make in a month. Close to what people make in a month in a day. And you're going to complain off of one? Off of one?
10-year-old game.
Like, I get, you might complain, I made 400, I made 200, I made 300. You made 2 racks in a day, and you're going to complain because one is bad? $69 for a couple hours of work?
Dark Souls 2, which I've already played twice
welcome.
Before.
We've been so off it.
Pokemon, which everyone complains about and claims isn't good because I played it too much. And Final Fantasy VI, okay? Every other game I played this week did better than the new release. Earlier today was a well-supported stream where all the support came in early during the podcast, and someone gave a ton because they wanted to see me unpack Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Okay? It literally had nothing to do with the game. That's why there was support. So this is why I get disappointed. This is why I get disheartened, is because I want to do variety content for you. People tell me they want variety content, right? This is a unique fighting game. This is not Street Fighter. This is not Tekken. It's not Mortal Kombat. It doesn't even play anything like...
You know, it's very simple. Just don't get just don't get mad at it and then play. Who cares if you lose? Make fun of it, poke fun at it, and that's it. Actually, if you were smart, you would not get mad, right? You would not get mad. You would be an adult and control your emotions. So then when people see you playing online and not getting mad, then they're like, oh, wait, he's not giving me what he usually gives me. Let them not support that and then put you in a position to do whatever you want. And be like, listen, if I could play, I'm just not going to get mad. But it's like you are just, well, let's keep in the realm of possibility here, okay? Let's just keep in the, what is more likely here, Reaper? Him just, well, both are kind of unrealistic. But what is more unrealistic, we'll say? Him getting good, right? So let's just stick in the realm of possibility. There's a possibility that you could, Square, welcome back, that you could just not get mad, right? Let's just not get mad. Then you will be able to do whatever you want. But because you are such, like, you let your emotions take control like a woman, honor period, I'll say. Okay, I'll say that. I don't want to be hateful to the women. But act feminine and throw a fit. That's what they like. Shit. That's what they like.
Any other fighters that I usually play. So this morning, I gave it an honest shot, right? I played through Doom Story. I went online for like 45 minutes. The online wasn't very good, but I played it as much as I could. Tonight, I played another story because I wanted to try other characters, right? I'm playing the content of the game. It's a new release. This is the content of the game. Now, I'm not an FGC guy. I'm not going to play this 10 days in a row because everyone's just going to complain if I do that I'm playing it too much, right? But I'm just doing what everyone else does or is allowed to do. But because I'm Darkside Phil, I have to put up with a bunch of toxic shitbags who literally all night spam chat complaining that I wasn't playing online. Not everyone. I want to make that clear. But there's a lot of them, okay? I don't care, all right? But then, in tandem with that, what's frustrating is I want to enjoy a variety of games, and I can't. For example, tonight, I made $60 playing this all night. On other night streams this week, I made thousands of dollars. Not to say that that's common, but usually I do pretty good. I made $60 because I'm playing a new fighting game, and I'm not just playing online, and I'm not raging because I'm losing. So what incentive do I have to play fighting games, right? Unless it's the classics, which I love. What incentive do I even have to play fighting games? And people say, well, why didn't you play the Avatar fighting game? Because it's the same situation. It's a game that doesn't play like other fighters. I'd have to learn it from scratch. No one cares. No one wants me to learn. They either want me to lose and be frustrated to make rage bait content for my detractors, right? Or
just don't do it. Just don't get like that.
If I take the time to try to learn it, or I do the content that's in the game, everyone just complains. So what incentive is there to play this? You know what I'm saying? Honestly? And that's my problem.
And it's because I can't control my emotions. I'll just blame everybody else. That isn't rage bait at all. No.
Well, I was actually really skeptical about even buying it. Was I didn't know if people were going to buy into it. And I can tell you definitively today, the actual support I got for the game, they did not. People did not buy into it whatsoever. You know, this is something new. It's something different. I can't just get good at it instantly. I want to play through the content of the game. I feel like number one, what would I absolutely most like to do with this? Play the episodes. Because that seems to be their major focus outside of the online competitive play. That's the focus of the game. And it's good. The episodes are entertaining. They're fun. They're well written. They're well animated. Everything is good about those episodes, right? And at least playing those, I'd at least get a taste of each character because you play with each character at least once, right? So I feel like that's what I would want to do if I play again. But if I do, all that's going to happen is everyone will just sit there and complain, saying I'm not playing online, spamming my chat like they're doing right fucking now, and not supporting.
Well, then play online. Give the people what they want, right?
And that's what frustrates me. So you guys understand where I'm coming from. And certainly I'm not trying to yell at positive people because a lot of you were very positive tonight. I appreciate that. Most of you were in the YouTube chat who were positive. Okay? Most of you were. The kick chat tonight has been absolutely nothing but completely toxic assholes. Okay?
But when isn't it though? And you know that, and you always you promote it as such, like, oh, it's a little rowdy over there. It's a little rowdy. So okay, then you know what it is over there. So why are you complaining now? Why are you doing this?
Expecting me to go online and lose endlessly, and I didn't give them what they want. So now they're a bunch of whiny little brats stamping their feet. Oh, we didn't get gameplay to make fun that Phil sucks at this game. No, you didn't. You didn't. Fuck you. I don't care. You're meaningless. You're insignificant humans. If you were finger snapped, no one would care. That's why you're sitting here trolling my chat. Because if you had a life, you'd be doing that life right now. Do you get it? But anyway.
But then you still wouldn't get the... Wait. See, now you can't have it both ways. Because you're complaining that no one support, but it's the kick side that's getting upset, right? Now you're saying if they were finger snapped and they were gone, then you wouldn't get the support then, right? They'd be gone. So what would be the difference then? I guess there's no reason to get mad. Because if the YouTube side was supportive and they loved it, so what does it matter about the kick side then? If they can just be smoked and you wouldn't care, then okay, cool. So who cares? So what are you mad about then?
I'm taking 2 days off, and when I come back, I'm not playing this. I just played it all day. I don't want to play it again on Sunday. because we just played it all day, right? I would like to do it later in the week, and what I was thinking, I would do it on Tuesday. Like Sunday, we do Assassin's Creed and Pokemon. Monday, we do Dark Souls and Final Fantasy. And then Tuesday, this would be the daytime stream. So we'd probably play through another episode. And hopefully, if we play through the other episode, it takes 2 hours, we have another hour maybe to jump online and actually do some online play. Okay? But I had no idea the episode would be 2 hours.
You gotta
long.
stop.
I didn't even split the part. I actually made it one video.
You gotta stop.
I had no idea that the episode was 2 hours long. I thought it was going to be like an hour 15 like the Doom episode was, right? Now, here's my concern.
I'm going to find out. I'm going to find out what the holdup about this whole thing. Because I remember I told y'all that there was something that was supposed to come out and there was something that was supposed to be dropping that's not going to be good. But I haven't heard a thing about it. So I need to know. And it reminds me every time you mentioned his mom. I'm about to find out what's going on with it. And I'm about to just fucking leak it. Forget it. I'm just going to leak it. And I don't even care. If I don't get an answer, and if the answer is not adequate, I'm leaking it. I'm just going to leak it myself.
When I play this again next week, is anyone going to come by and show up and support? Or is it going to be a bunch of whiny bitches saying, why aren't you playing online? Right?
Yeah,
I really do.
I'll just leak it. I'm gonna find out tomorrow.
Princess, this isn't me crashing out. This is me calling you a bitch because you're a fucking bitch.
Ooh, here we go.
There's gonna be a bunch of whiny bitches saying, why aren't you playing online? Right?
I need that money. I really do. I need that money to pay my bills.
Pork Bun Princess, this isn't me crashing out. This is me calling you a bitch because you're a fucking bitch. You are a bitch. You're a worthless human. You're a toxic individual who adds nothing to human existence. If you didn't exist, no one would care. That's what I'm telling you. That's not me crashing out. That's me calling you a fucking bitch. How do you like it?
Man, oh man, Filipio, take it easy, brother. Don't talk to the women like that.
Anyway, thank you for a great week. This was a great week. This was an absolutely great week, guys. It was a good one. Overall,
it's not a crash out. I'm just screaming on the top of my lungs, looking ugly, but it's not a crash out.
Went really well, and yeah, it was. I really enjoyed myself with everything that we did. I like this game. I just need to play a lot more of it. Like to go online, I feel like I do need to play a lot more of it. King Crimson has a valid point. If I don't play this game online or in training and go through the character tutorials and all of that, I'll literally never learn anything. Just going online, you'll never learn. You'll have people.
I'd knock your teeth out. I'm gonna say something. Okay, I'm gonna tell you this, right? Why you gotta be toxic bitches? Right though, disrespect. Saying that you beat someone up, knock them out, fight them online, it's just, it's always gonna be not cringe. It's always gonna be cringy. I'm sorry. Saying, oh, I'll beat you up, like, on a screen. Like, come on. You got to stop that. You got to stop. It's never not going to be cringe, but I feel it, though.
Like I said, my first match online was a guy who literally did one jab in the air with Blade, landed, and did a 50% damage combo off of that jab. That's who I'm facing in fighting games today. There's no more casuals. Everyone in the FGC is a fucking tryhard because they've made all execution in fighting games so easy.
He says that like you should be as mad as him and nobody should be. Like, who cares? Okay, great. There was a good guy. Who cares?
Easy. That there's no more skill.
This is like baby behavior. I can't win, so I'm going to cry. And now he's going to go at all the FGC and say they made this the problem. They're the problem, not him.
Needed to just do that shit. All you need to do is study. It's like a bookworm. Oh, I studied online. I watched a bunch of videos. Now I can just do 50% combos on a whim. No one can just play fighting games online and have fun anymore.
Isn't that how you learn, though? You watch other people play them. You pick up strategies. Isn't that when you're doing, oh, I got to learn the tech? Haven't you said you stayed up all night watching videos learning tech? Isn't that what you do? No? Or am I trying? Or am I? Oh, you're right.
Because the FGC ruined it. I'm going to repeat what I just said. The FGC ruined fighting games. They're not fun anymore because they all made it about studying everything and knowing it day one. That's not fun. Quote me on it, clip me on it. You ruined fighting games when you made it that every player needs to know every piece of the meta day one where they can't even have fun in an online match. You ruined your entire hobby. You ruined your community.
What is fun? You winning? Is that the fun that you're talking about that they can't have? Is you winning?
You ruined the games. Now, why would anyone want to casually play this game when the first match online, someone destroys them with 50% combos off of a jab? No one will.
I don't even know what that means. But, I mean, if I was into them, I'd still play them. Just get good. I don't want to be that guy. But, yeah, you just got to get good. Like, oh, man, they smoked it. Just get better.
They're just going to play it with their friends offline, and that's it. Then throw it away. So, whatever you guys want, if you want to try new characters and stuff on Tuesday, let's talk about it. But I hope that people will come back and understand that that's what's coming and then support it. Because if I do another $60 stream of Marvel Tokon, I'm just not playing it again. Okay? Every other game I'm playing has done great. This is the only one. And I feel like it's because there's so many toxic idiots who just want me to lose rather than actually learn and enjoy. I don't care. but I'm not going to continue to waste time on it if it doesn't get
Ricky.
people here to support it.
So if you're gonna
I
be
feel
an
like
asshole,
earlier today there were a
you
few,
feel
but it
like
was
an
mostly
asshole,
people who
you're
wanted to
showing
see me with these cards. You know, Yu-Gi-Oh! Tonight, no one's really supported for the Yu-Gi-Oh! And we had maybe 3 people support for the game, and that was it. I mean, literally, I'm not even kidding. Take a look.
True.
We got Jax Raxer.
That is true. I mean, look at I put it, and I'm not mad about it. Listen, I'm gonna say I put the game down for years. I will never until I beat it. I mean, you know, just never. I'll never know what the game is. I'll never know how wonderful and great it is until I beat it. And you know what? I might have walked past it if I didn't see Phil beat it. My ego will not allow me to walk past it. I'm sorry, I just won't do it. I can't do it.
We have Trials, who was upset.
I've physically tried, right? I ran away, but then I was like, nah, I'm being a hoe. I'm being a hoe right now. So I turned back around, boom, got washed.
With me because I didn't stop in the middle of playing the actual story to respond to his question in his super chat.
Right,
This is not
stop,
Q&A stream,
for real,
it's
though.
gameplay stream, narrative. I have to pay attention to the game, so he's mad at me. We had Ghost with a super chat. We had
How does that make no sense? I don't want to be worse than Phil. So I can't leave. I didn't see him have a horse. I didn't see him get a horse. I saw him fight him with on his feet.
1 sub on Kick, no lie. We had 1 person who did 100 kicks, and earlier we had Max who did a nice super chat, and he basically gave a super chat for Yu-Gi-Oh. He said in a super chat that it was for Yu-Gi-Oh. So actually, there was maybe 2 people who supported the entire stream for the game.
Oh, I'm sorry. The Kick audience that you just said you can finger snap them all away and they can all die and who cares about them? Are you now complaining that they didn't give you money? Wait, the people that you were just cussing out and said that they're worthless to humanity didn't give you money and you're shocked? Huh. Wow.
You see?
Yeah, I know. I'm
So,
shocked too.
I don't know what else to say, but you know, I'll give it an. I
Go
already
to
bought it. I
bed,
will give it
Phil.
another shot on Tuesday. I do hope that will actually get people for it. Okay. And again, I want to say thank you. Overall, this week was exceptionally good. This week went really well and was very fun. We did an insane amount of cards. We did Lorcana. We did One Piece. We did Pokemon. Right. We now are doing Yu-Gi-Oh. We played a good variety of games. You guys are continuously supporting Final Fantasy VI, which I very much appreciate. So thank you all for that. But yeah, tonight is frustrating. Tonight is with the attitudes and the behavior of these idiots over here, and the fact that there was almost no support for the brand new game. Yeah, that does upset me. So, okay. So,
Phil neglects to mention that he made over $180 on the first stream playing this game.
Pause. Filipio, come on. At some point, just take the advice, all right? Don't get mad playing the game online, all right? You don't get mad a bunch of times, maybe once or twice. You play it and whatever, and be like, look, I'm playing multiplayer. This is what you want. And then if you don't get mad, they don't support, then you can do whatever. Now you're in a new realm, right? That you can do whatever you want, whenever you want, and there you go. But it's because you get so frustrated and mad all the time, because I don't understand why, but whatever. And that's why you get put in this position. Just don't do it. Or call your mom and talk about your problems. That could work too. You know, that could work too. Who knows? That could be a strat. You're right. That could be a good one. All right, so let's get into this. We are gonna, before we get to the Nikki Rackets video, I covered yesterday that it has come to our attention that Ethan Klein has indeed lied about dropping the lawsuit on Ian. He spoke about how there is a settlement. They're trying to reach a settlement agreement, and I speculated the reason it's not just dropped is because if he drops the lawsuit, he would have to pay for both his legal fees and iDubbbz, and of course, he is, you know, that type that don't like to pay extra. He doesn't want to do that, and decided to not explain to the public that he does have a settlement that Ian and him are negotiating. Nobody knew what that settlement was and what the court what needed to be presented to the judge, but now I believe we do. And the person that is going to give us this information is part of the people. So this is people on people violence right here.
I'll shortly explain why. And suit documents between Ethan Klein.
Plaintiffs plead and rely on the provisions of the Defamation Act. Plaintiffs propose that this action... Wait. On May 9th, apologizing for sharing Destiny's statement, which was on screen. Procedural matters. Oh, remedy sought. Here we go. The plaintiffs seek judgment and others relief as follows. An injunction enjoining the defendants from publicly defamatory statements about the plaintiffs on Twitch, YouTube, General and specific damage is in the amount of 1 million or an amount to be proven at trial. Aggravated damages in the amount of 50,000 or an amount to be proven at trial. Punitive damages in the amount of 50,000. Interest pursuant to the Judgment Interest Act as amended from the timeline, solicitor client cost, or alternative costs on such a basis as the honorable court deems just and appropriate. Jesus Christ. So this is what he was suing him for. And this is his stipulations. Holy shit.
Klein IDUB story, and none of them got these documents.
Ethan says Ian and Anissa do not uphold an agreement they already signed, resulting
Klein is suing for $1 million in damages over
Jesus
this,
Christ.
which is like, the live stream was viewed by a couple hundred people, and iDubbbz was a dragon. iDubbbz is not a success. Here are the details.
Further to my email below, my client approved Ian making the statement as described in your email to ensure the same page I wrote consistently with your instructions that Ian Jones must denounce the snark community or express regret of participating in it, but the wording and format are at his discretion. Ian has agreed to make a statement on his Thursday, July 2nd live streaming along the lines of participating in snark communities is bad faith, to harass or by picking on people's families is bad, and to state in the matter that it's clear that he is including himself participation in the included in the statement that was bad. Please confirm agreement. Assuming you agree, we should finalize and execute the settlement. Okay.
They both agree that it's signed and we're good. But the statement that Ian did wasn't good enough for Ethan Klein. Ethan Klein wanted a condemnation of Snark and the Snark subreddits. Now, I have been on the record, and I personally believe, you may disagree, that Ethan and his community use Snark as an excuse to move away from criticism. Like snarking talking points, and this idea that Snark is...
I am so sick and tired of this word snark. Okay, I'm so sick and tired. I don't know why we can't just go back to the peopleest person I've ever done saying word. I don't understand why we can't just go back to troll. Why we have to go to snark. I don't know why we're at this thing. And I have been paying attention to like the snarkers or whatever against like Destiny, and oh my god, that is like a stream I will do in some time, not right now obviously, but I need to tell you about the snarkers and the whole Destiny snarking and all, or excuse me, Epstony snarking and all that. No, it's all over. There's Destiny, everything is snarks. There's Destiny snarkers, there's Ethan snarkers, Thrax, what up? There's in the whole EHD community, that's all the antis of them are all snarks. Yeah, it's very gay.
The end of all evil, and that they attack their kids, and that everything is going on. It's always Snark's fault. So Ethan using Snark,
like there's Destiny snarkers. All right, so
as like this cover and putting Ian in that snarking community feels like, to me, it's not in the legal documents, this is just me as a journalist, as a way to kind of legitimize Snark as a concept. To believe that, yes, snarking is real. Here, Ian's behind it, Ian. But we do...
defendants will keep the video posted on June 5th of the apology. The defendants agree not to remove, modify, or otherwise the apology video. The defendants agree not to comment on the apology video, including under the aliases or by proxy. The parties agree to do as such and execute such further documents, agreements, and assurances as may be necessary and advisable from time to time to carry out the terms and conditions of this agreement in accordance of their true intent. Each party further agrees to act in good faith in the performance of and carrying out of and the assertion of the respective rights, duties, and obligations as set forth in the agreement. Parties shall release each other as more particularly described at SS10 and SS11 herein. Parties agree that they shall not make, publish, or share or republish from other content creators any remarks about each other and their families directly or indirectly that are unfair, untrue, defamatory, disparaging, and otherwise derogatory. Without limiting in generality of the foregoing, and the defendants agree that they will not participate in the Reddit communities known as H3 Snark, leftovers, or any other communities that are created for the purpose of criticism or mockery of the plaintiffs, and the plaintiffs agree not to participate in any similar online communities created for the purpose of criticism or mocking of the defendants. The plaintiffs further agree not to make or permit others to make disparaging or defamatory remarks about the defendants. This is fucking insane. He can no longer say anything bad about them. This is sick. And this man's either that or agree to pay me $1 million, well, over $1 million. This guy is a devil. I don't care what you say. Go sue me, nigga. You are the devil, bro. Don't ever say a bad word about me. How can you be from the commentary and say, don't listen, Ames, what up? It's either you pay me my money or I am going to sue you for $1 million. Man, get out of here, boy. That is crazy. That is fucking insane, bro. But yeah, so that's the agreement. But okay, let me tell you this before we get to the rackets thing, all right? And this is why I'm telling you that I need to tell you about the snarkers, bro. All right? They got bread and got soft, right? They really tapped into their roots, bro. One of these snarkers, all right, that doesn't like Destiny, used to be a friends of Destiny, literally turned into like, his name is J Stock. Funny, his name is Jew Stalker, but he changed it to J Stock, right? And J Stock, then like once all the paperwork about Pixie and all that, you know, the court case he's in or whatever, well, one of the girls named Cherry, he ended up dating her, all right? But he lied and acted like he wasn't dating her. He pretty much did a like Edwin generation thing where he said he was going to help her. 1-2 cents. Welcome. Yes, sir. We back. He said he was going to do a like a Edwin, like, oh, I'm gonna try to help you, right? But then what he did was fly her out, fucked her, sent her to a mental hospital, and came back out and like milked her for content, literally, like just burned her out and like acted like they weren't dating, and like he was like, oh, I want to be your doctor. He was like a fucking weirdo, right? So that's one of them. Another one's name is Doobie, who literally has a bunch of minors in his Discord, like the biggest politics Discord in America, right? He has the biggest politics server in America where he has literal pedophiles, he said himself, and minors in that literally allows pedophiles to hunt the minors in this Discord, and then had Mad CSAM that somehow he needed to make copies of and give to the FBI, but won't show any paperwork that he gave to the FBI. But he has copies of all this CSAM. Yo, I'm telling you, these snarkers are fucking insane, bro. Insane. And these people are going at Destiny saying he's degenerate. They're all degenerate. Epstein is degenerate. Y'all are degenerate. You all are weird, bro. All of you are weird. But yes, we will go. One day I will run you down the Epstein snarker community. I'm like a slow one. I've literally been like addicted to watching it. For real. I swear to God, I'm addicted to watching it. But we will, trust me, we will cover the snarker community. All right, we will. Yeah, it's bad. But all right, let's get into it. We got Nicholas here. We got Nikki Rackets back outside. All right. Nikki Rackets back outside trying to help his girl out. Maybe if he helps her out, maybe he'll be able to get some from her, you know, because he's always tried. Like I explained last time, this man has been trying to weasel his way inside of her, but it has not worked and failed. So actually, Scarlett made an appearance in the comments and made it known that he never smashed. So even though he was like, oh, see, I told you I never did it, to me it was like, yeah, I know, and it upsets you. So now, before we watched, right, like yesterday or the last stream, we took a look at this, and this was pre the stream that Scarlett did and all the information that was out, right? So even though his advice to help her out was just horrendous and I completely destroyed all that, now all the information is out when he at the viewing of this video, right? So there is no, hopefully he makes amendments to his legal advice because it was very bad, and maybe he does a better job this time. Spoiler alert, he does not. So let's take a look and see what he has to say about the Scarlett video and the information that is set forth now. So let's take a look at this.
30 again. This Scarlett video, as I rambled on, setting the stage again really quickly. Scarlett got arrested with 30 grams of white powdery substance that tested positive for cocaine. It came in a bag with her when she was admitted into a hospital and into the psychiatric care unit of the hospital. She was sedated. She gave no statements about this bag or the contents thereof. And this is a really important thing for her case. Because remember what I said, most drug possession cases are pretty straightforward. Sometimes they have interesting facts. This case has a potential to have really interesting facts. The fact that following a domestic incident, she is brought in to the psychiatric care unit, doesn't make statements, or even if she did make statements, they're pretty unreliable because she was in a mental state where she needed to be sedated, according to the probable
not
cause
unreliable.
and that the bag that came with her, this Nike bag that came with her, was searched. Now, that means that while she is allegedly in possession of this bag, which contains cocaine, she is not in a proper mental state, right? Like she needed to be sedated. She's in a psychiatric care unit. That gives her immediately some defense to what's going on.
Okay, so we're still on it. All right, so we're still on the defense that you cannot be searched while sedated. My fucking Christ. No. So he is yet to still look into it. Got it. Go.
One of the questions is, whose bag is it?
And by the way, if you didn't see my last coverage, what he's saying is a complete lie. It's under the Safekeeping Act of the hospital. It was sedated, wide awake, whatever. Everybody gets searched in the psych ward, okay? Everybody gets searched. It's for safety. Has nothing to do. So, and once the nurse searched the bag, saw the cocaine, they alerted the police. The police came, got their affidavit, got their probable cause affidavit, or they got their warrant and went through the bag and seized it. So, yeah.
Is it her bag? Is it Ralph's bag? Is it someone else's bag? Is it the nurse's bag? We don't know. We don't know. I think she...
Oh, you're going to learn something throughout this whole thing. He is trying to push this, that it's Ethan's cocaine, right? It's Ethan's coke. And I just want to put this in perspective real quick. I get it that mad niggas hate Ethan, right? I get it that mad niggas hate Ethan and wish it was his, right? To get him out the paint. But let's just, for a second, a little piece of a second, let's break this down. That means that Ethan flew from Mexico, so went through customs twice, flew from Mexico with over an ounce of blow smuggled on the plane and met up and tucked it in her bag, or he copped an ounce of blow in Chicago or when they met the Thorpes and thought what, he was going to fly back to Mexico with it? I mean, come on. I mean, this time it is like, come on, bro. What are they? I mean, unless he's really going for broke. And he's like, yeah, I'm going to fly back an ounce. And who needs to cop? Why would he fly a whole ounce with him for a weekend? That's like you were trying to sue. You want to go. You are not going through an ounce of blow in a weekend. Unless you are just trying to die.
You may make a statement or two about that in this video or in this audio clip. And those types of facts, whose cocaine is it, makes this case really interesting really quickly. Feathered Axe Handle says, weird that you're not alleging the cops planted it. Why is that weird? I don't have any evidence that the cops planted it. If you're talking about my case, here's a fun thing. I never actually accused the cops of planting anything. I didn't do that. People misunderstood because I think I was on Chrissy Mayer's show. And I said, they have to prove how the drugs got into my house, which is true. That was. I said, there were other people there. There were cops there. You know, like they have to make the proof. I did not actually accuse anybody of planting anything.
Okay, that's the insinuation. And if you're a lawyer, that's an insinuation that they planted it. All right, so let's not act and play with these words like, oh, you guys made it up. I never said that. I just said they have to prove. Okay, first of all, yeah, he is right. If they found drugs in the house, they do have to prove. But there is a thing that I don't know how you're not aware of, Mr. Lawyer Man, right? But there is a thing called a constructive possession, which constructive possession means as in there is in reach and you had intent to use. There's spots in the house, so it's not like it was like under the rug outside in the garage. This was like, you know, I don't know if they found over 20 grams in your master bedroom where you slept with mad scales. That would be what the prosecution would use to be like, yeah, obviously this is probably his, right? This is where it is. This is not like a oh, we're walking down the street, cops throwing us in the grass. And it's like, all right, whose is it? This is like, if there's certain specific areas that it's in the house that only you would be access to, like in a safe, then it's like, yeah, okay, it's most likely yours, right? That's how the cops are. The scales, there's cocaine in the master bedroom with straws in it. Like, let's just stop fucking around and playing.
In fact, again, once it came down to it, and we couldn't challenge the warrant any further, I just pled guilty.
Duh.
But I didn't accuse anybody of planting anything. That's one of those retarded things from Kiwi Farms where they heard something wrong.
And funny enough, I went back to that interview, right? And there were some bangers in here, right? And this was right after his arrest, right after the kids were taken out, right? And there were some bangers in here. I just want to show two little clips from this real quick.
Case is literally the presence of a controlled substance where minor children live. That's the extent of the charge. So, it's people on the internet.
Oh, hold on, wait, my bad.
Anything like that. We're not accused of our child ingesting cocaine. We're not accused of actually anything involving that at all. Our accusation, our charge in the criminal case is literally the presence of a controlled substance where minor children live. That's the extent of the charge. So, it's people on the internet come up with like crazy theories about it and stuff like that. But, we know the truth about it. We know that our child was not ingesting cocaine. That's a very,
if they were, they would have been getting so much more homework done, cleaning their
they'd probably have like.
So we're making jokes, right? And he laughs. Mind you, the kid got his 8-year-old or 9-year-old got popped for cocaine in the hair follicle, right? Aaron Emhold has shared stories about him having to flip out on Nick Rekieta for leaving his cocaine in the couch and kids being around it. He has literally told stories about Rekieta leaving his oldest to take care of all the kids while him and his wife shot upstairs and snorted coke all day. So he is now sitting in, this is right after, mind you, at this moment in time, he doesn't have possession of his children because the state took them away.
Again, the hair follicle numbers are really tough, but you could imagine that they would go to a hospital, like that there would be some sort of medical record of that. And there it just isn't any. There's nothing like that. There's no witness to that. This isn't a claim the state is making. The state has their evidence and they're not claiming it. This is purely an internet fiction. And, that's fine. The internet only has what information they have. I'm not begrudging people for.
So now that one, and this one is just so funny right here. This one, and then we'll go back to the other one. I just wanted to show this because this one was pretty funny.
And this is the boon and bane of the family court system and the juvenile protection system is that often you get nonsensical results. Like you can have people who are consistently intoxicated, or they have a home filled with like nicotine smoke, for example, and that won't be child endangerment. And it's like, well,
not true. This is what I mean. Yo, where did he get his license to? That's not true. That's not true. There's mitigating circumstances that your kids might get taken away from cigarette smoke. If it had a pre-existing condition and you're smoking in the house, like asthma, they can get taken away for that. Or if your smoking in the house gave them like a heart condition or a life-altering condition in their body, they can get taken away from there. If you've already been warned by social services about smoking in the house and you continue smoking in the house, you can get them taken away from there. So I
mean, that's probably more dangerous than a lot of situations children are in when we get down to it. Or you can have, they'll say, for example, you can't have a controlled substance in your house, which sure, that makes sense. That's a sensible law. But there's a whole bunch of substances in your house that are perfectly fine to have that are.
This guy, the cope is real for him to that's not true. You can't have a controlled substance. What are you, not allowed to have a prescription drug ever? If you have kids and you have cancer, you can no longer have prescription drug. All prescription narcotics, they're controlled substances. So what the fuck are you talking about? They're not going to kick your kids out if you had a controlled if you had a Percocet for a cancer and you have kids. You just keep it up. You just had an illegal narcotic in your house with kids. So now he's like, well, see, I can't have anything. And now he's going to justify whatever. And now he's going to say, well, you have bleach. Oh, my God.
As dangerous or even far more dangerous to children, like bleach, for example. And you don't get arrested for having like a thing of bleach in the wrong place, even though that would be.
No. Yeah. If the bleach in the wrong place caused injury, yeah. No, you will be. Yeah.
More dangerous to children than than, for example, a child stumbling across marijuana or something in one of the states where marijuana is legal or illegal. You have the whole fucking Tide Pod thing, right? Like the amount of toxic and dangerous chemicals that are in our house are actually like there's
Yeah, and you'll get in trouble if your kid ingests a Tide Pod or drinks bleach. It's your job to keep them safe. If they're seasoned up because they chugged a mad bleach and snorted up a Tide Pod, guess who's going to prison, buddy?
Period of them, but they're household chemicals, and we have an expectation that
like to hear the cope and her just sit here and like make jokes about it is like insanity. This was literally when his kids are gone. But anyway, I just wanted to play those because I thought that was funny while I was, I wanted to see exactly what he said in this. I ended up watching the rest and I'm like, oh my Christ and the cross.
And then decided that I said something that I didn't say. We the Rebel says they planted handcuffs on your wrists. Not till I was getting in the car. Have you prepped your kids on mommy Scarlett memes? No, that'll be a big surprise to them.
I've had a weed.
The fuck?
Walk out. Problem. Using one device.
Parasimian, this is true.
Oh, he's playing it. I'm like, yo, what the hell's happening? I thought someone was on my call or something. I thought someone hacked the Discord or something. I'm like, who? Huh? It sounded so weird.
I've had a weed. Walk out. Problem. Using one device.
Parasimian, this is true.
So, it might be for Piggy, but not me.
Piggy is importantly how Scarlett refers to Ethan.
Actually, I guess I'm a felon now.
You're not a felon yet. Don't say stuff like that. God damn it. Don't do that.
I don't know, but at least my jaw works. Well, it's a lockjaw.
Lockjaw
And
is
wow,
devastating.
I look pretty rough.
This person says, please stay away from Ralph. Only bad things happen. That's really solid advice. It's very solid advice. And this is why I don't want to get into the nature of their relationship. It's not something that I really understand, but it's not my job to, watching from distance. I'm like, well, I don't get this. When they're screaming at each other about, like it's like hot and cold, like Katy Perry or whatever. And it's like, I hate you, I love you. And I'm like, all right, like, I guess. But it's very, very confusing to me, given, what seems to have occurred in some of these situations, but not my life. So, I don't know about that.
Anyways, the point of this quick live, I mean, people want shit to happen. Nothing's gonna happen. I mean, to me, yeah.
Okay, what up?
But yeah, that's taking accountability is getting an attorney, and which I got an attorney. Yeah, I was in a psych ward for a few days. Hey, do you want to know why?
Okay, real quick. So Scarlett is now saying she got an attorney. She's talking about taking accountability. Some of these statements, highly unrecommended. Calling herself a felon, saying she's taking accountability. Now, they're not,
you're not doing a good job helping your girl out.
They're not admissions, although very likely a prosecutor would want to use those as an admission. So you got to be careful what you say. But this, it's your lawyer, it's your strategy. If I were your attorney, I would caution you on saying stuff like, I'm a felon, I need to take accountability. Like, joking aside, the state doesn't believe in comedy. The state doesn't believe in dark humor, gallows humor, humility, any of that stuff. Like, so when you say it's about taking accountability and you're talking in any way related to a pending criminal case, they will automatically determine that you must be talking about your criminal case and you must be accountable.
And she had a hearing today, but she had a hearing today, but it was canceled. She had waived her. Hold on, let me pull it up real quick. Where is it? I was up this morning because she had a hearing today at 8 o'clock and it was supposed to be streamed. All right. And I was ready to watch it. Can't show it, but I was ready to watch it. And then it got canceled. And it was, let me see. Waiver of hearing by party. And it was canceled this morning. She entered a not guilty plea, so it got waived. So we will see. We will see what happens in September.
Again, I'm not Scarlett's lawyer. I'm not y'all's lawyer. This is general advice. I avoid those types of statements.
It's because of Ethan Ralph. Because he said go down the road across the sidewalk. They thought I was saying I was going to commit it, so they put me in the psych ward. That's kind of what happened. So thanks, Ethan, I guess.
So here she blames Ralph, telling her to go down across the road. This isn't very clear to me on what this means, but going across the road and going down the street or something equates to kill this thought that she was going to kill herself. I'm not sure. Again, I'm not here to discuss what did happen. The question is, how do these things factor into the case? How do these factor into her potential legal defense? And right now, she's got someone with a documented history of encouraging her to kill herself quite a bit, to the point where it's perfectly reasonable to make an argument that could cause people some sort of stress, I guess. And
Jesus fucking Christ. Dog, shut up. You're on the internet in a sector where everybody gets called to kill himself. There's only been one person I've ever seen go to jail for saying that they killed themselves, and that was like Michelle, what's her name? What's her name? Hold on. Let me look it up because it's gonna bother me. Michelle something. Hold on. Jesus Christ. Michelle Carter. Thank you. Michelle Carter. And you know what Michelle Carter did? She went to jail for telling her boyfriend to kill himself. But she told her boyfriend to kill himself every single day, all day long, from morning till night. Every day. Hey, you gonna kill yourself? Hey, you gonna kill yourself? You're gonna kill yourself today, right? You're gonna kill yourself tonight. You said you want to do it. It's gonna make you happy. You're gonna kill yourself, right? Hey, today today's the day, right? Come on, kill yourself today. Hold it down. You're gonna go to right. You're gonna kill yourself today. And you know what? The only reason that she actually went to jail is because after he did kill himself, right? She went to jail after he did kill himself. But the only reason she got convicted for it is because when he put the generator that he was running in the parking lot to kill himself, and he got out of the car because he couldn't stand the fumes, she calls him and tells him to get back in. And he ended up getting back in and killed himself. So she assisted in his suicide. That's why she went to jail. So let's just chill with the, she could be under some stress. She's in a fucking sector where everybody tells each other to kill themselves all day long. All right, that is a lot different and a far cry from anything that would be so under stress that she's saying that y'all gotta chill, bro.
Would it work? I don't know. Who knows?
No, it won't work.
But it's reasonable to make that argument that that's going on and that led to this thing. The other thing that she has is Scarlett released some text messages between Ethan Ralph and Alyssa Clips, and in those text messages there appears to be what one could construe as an effort to get Scarlett 5150 on a psychiatric hold, which is what actually happened. So there is this chunk of evidence that there may.
Yeah, but how the hell could Ethan have anything to do with that? He was gone when the cops showed up. So what did he do? Mind control over the police and made them 5150? The only reason they showed up is because she pulled the fire alarm. If she never pulled the alarm, ta-da, the cops would have never shown up. Yo. Rekieta's like, listen, she keeps going back to Ethan Ralph. So if I just tell her, hey, plant the drugs, say you planted the drugs on him, say that he forced you to do this and you were under complete duress, maybe they'll lock him up and maybe I'll have my chance. Maybe you'll go with me. Maybe you'll love me.
There's been a plan to do this.
Love me.
And then those text messages get released and then it happens. Again, if you want to build a defense case, we're going to blame someone else for something. That's one way to start. Again, I don't know what Scarlett plans to do. Not my concern. This is hypothetical and theoretical.
I don't have a phone though, but
okay. So Josie says defense against what she got caught with the bag. Correct. Yeah. So here's the thing. Again, Scarlett gets hospitalized and put in the psychiatric care unit and sedated. Those three facts line up to starting to make at least an imperfect defense of she wasn't fully in control of her actions. She wasn't, aware of the decision she was making, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I believe she's going to say in this video that bag is not hers. Now, when you start to layer these things together, and you don't look at them in isolation, but you look at them as a holistic picture, you have the ability.
The bag was
as
hers.
an attorney, a negotiator, a defendant.
The bag is in her car.
A case that
while driving.
Someone else put you into an uncontrolled mental state, coerced you into it, forced you into it, beat you into it, whatever it is. I don't know what the facts are. Again, I'm not saying what happened. I'm saying what a hypothetical defense looks like. The state has to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that Scarlett manifested the intent to own what was in that bag. They have to prove that. So they have to prove that she did own the bag and that she was aware of the contents of it. Not like to hyper specificity, not conspiracy theorist level of like, oh, well, she only thought there were 12 grams in there, but there were 30. No, that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about, does she know that there's an illegal substance in that bag? Not does she know that the substance is illegal, but does she know that there is that substance in the bag and is that substance illegal? Let's be precise as we possibly can for this, because this is where the defense matters. This is one of those cases where being pedantic about every little detail is important, because if you're going to fight it, and Scarlett may just go plead guilty, I don't know, like I have no idea. But if you're going to fight it, what you have to do is you have to be pedantic on every detail. You have to be very clear.
I'm sure they did it. They pulled it when she was in the award. They probably did it.
Yeah. The state has to prove,
especially when they went down to the station.
Like I said, that she knows that a powdery substance is in that bag. She believes that powdery substance to be cocaine is the allegation, and or a mixture containing cocaine, and that she intends to own that, and to possess it, to have it on her person or with her, whatever possession means. It has some varied meanings, but typically it's what you understand. You have it. I'm possessing this Monster Energy drink right now. It's in my hand.
Like what this would be one of those things, right? Where they would use the constructive possession. What is more likely, that a man flew from Mexico with an over an ounce of blow, or this girl drove to Chicago, which is very close to where she lives, with an ounce of blow in a bag she has already been seen having? I don't know. Maybe he flew down there and he was gonna he was gonna bring it back to Mexico and kill the game. I don't know. Maybe that's what happened. And then he was like, "Oh shit, you pulled the fire alarm. Let me tuck a brick in your." I don't know. What do I know, right?
Crazy. Now it's on my desk. I'm still possessing it. I'm the only person here. You put it 40 feet away from me in a room that I'm not in, but someone else is. Maybe they possess it. But possession really is, if you have it on you, that's most of possessions.
No, because then they would test it and your fingerprints would be on it. No.
Pretty easy to cover. Unless, maybe, you didn't know it was in the bag. It's not your bag. The bag was given to you as you were in a psychotic episode, and you had to be sedated, or even after you're sedated. And here's.
That's what I think. Yo, Em, when I played that yesterday, that's what I think. When she was like, "Oh, I had to go get a drink from my car," I think she went to get a little tootski. That's what I think. Now that I know it was in there when they had it, now because he was like, "Oh, I had to get ice and for my drink, I was thirsty." Nah, nigga, you left because you had to get up.
Here's her bag. Drops on her. Who knows? Who knows? But if you're building a defense here, question is, whose bag is it? What's in there? What does she know? Those are things the state has to prove, not that she has to raise. Now, she may raise them or her attorney, more appropriately, would raise them in clever ways, or the state to have to overcome those in the minds of a jury. And all of this factors into, maybe most importantly, the plea agreement and the plea negotiation. Because
yeah, she's obviously going to plea. This is I'm revising what I believe. All right. I believe that anything she's going to get a 6.5 or anything equivalent. Okay. She's going to do 6 months. Who knows if it's going to be 6 months, could be weekends. They break her up. A 6.5, and she's going to have 6 months in, 5 years probation. That's what I'm thinking. And put me down today, August 7th, 2026. I'm saying at 9:41 p.m., I'm saying, hold on. Why is it saying dropped? Let me make sure. Am I good? We good? We're good, right? Okay. I don't know. That was weird. My OBS said I dropped to no frames, but my YouTube said it was good. So I don't know. I was just making sure we're good, right? We're good. That's what I'm thinking. 6 months in, 5 years probation. I'm calling it.
This as difficult as possible for a prosecutor to prosecute means that plea negotiation goes better. Remember, the only witness I'm aware of potentially would be Ethan Ralph. He would be the witness to what happened. So if the state wants to prove that Scarlett owned that bag, they'd probably need testimony from someone. They can't call Scarlett. Now, if her ID's in there, some other stuff, that gets fuzzy.
You're going to have to teach me your ways, Scarlett. I know nothing about her. Oh, teach me how to teach me the ways of Scarlett. I know nothing about her besides being Ralph. I got you.
But if, let's say hypothetically, that her ID is not in that bag, that there's nothing that specifically ties Scarlett to that bag other than it's on her person, the state has to prove that's hers. Easy way to do that.
We've been covering Scarlett for months, all right? Way before Ethan Ralph, I brought up Scarlett.
Would be to have someone come in and testify, oh yeah, that's her bag. Well, the person who might do that is Ethan Ralph. Now it gets more complicated for the state too, because they have to determine, do we want to subpoena this ninja and bring him into the United States, etc.? Are they going to offer him some sort of immunity to testify against Scarlett? Is he going to be arrested upon entry for allegations? Who knows? Who knows? This thing gets messy really, really fast. That's why actually someone was asking, like, why are we covering this? This is why. Like, this becomes a legally interesting case really, really quickly.
Why are we covering this? Because this might be his way in that he's been wanting forever.
We the Rabble says, what's your opinion on people using AI and substitute for an attorney? My mom is defending herself pro se and using Claude to help her. I think it's going to be the wave of the future. I think it's going to cut the attorney prices way down or gut a lot of law firms. And they'll move into really boutique practice at some point because the AIs are going to get really, really good at it. And good riddance, attorneys are lame.
It was backed up, so don't worry, little pig man.
Yeah, and if they're getting advice from you, they're better off going to Grok or whatever because you're just giving terrible advice, bro.
I have everything. This is just the beginning, okay?
Her phone is broken.
No one can really attest to what I'm going through right now. And
she said her phone was broken, but it's all backed up. Don't worry, she still has everything. She says, little pig man. Yeah, presumably she's talking to Ralph and not, not like a congressman. And she said, this is only the beginning. So that's kind of ominous. That's kind of ominous. I don't know what any of that means with specificity. But if I had to guess, based on the circumstances, the most logical thing to do, if this is the truth, I don't know, but if this is the truth, the most logical thing to do is to blame the cocaine on Ralph. I mean, I don't know how, like, that shouldn't be a controversial take. Any attorney is going to suggest that. So long.
Yeah, just blame it on Ralph. Put it on Ralph. Yeah.
The attorney doesn't have to lie to raise that, at least the specter of it, right? At least the idea that it's his. And that's going to come with these facts about being threatened, the domestic incident, the details of the domestic incident leading up to this, those text messages, for example.
Then they're going to have to prove that, yes, he flew in a whole ounce of cocaine. Yeah, I mean, that's going to be a good one, yeah. I mean, you're going to have to prove that your client never did cocaine and that there would be no reason why she would have this much. And yeah, no, that's a good strat, though.
Could come into play. The text messages are kind of a difficult subject as far as like getting them into court. Specifically, bringing them into court in Scarlett's case is difficult because of hearsay issues. However, that doesn't mean those text messages aren't useful to the state. They can be used in other ways, especially if the state starts to try and build a case against Ralph. Now, she says this is only the beginning. In my headcanon, that means that she's about to blame Ralph for cocaine. I don't know if that's true, but that would be what I think, like that's the logical next step, and those ominous sort of words kind of indicate that. I said this in my short video and I'll say it again because it bears repeating. If Scarlett is able to successfully blame someone else, doesn't have to be Ralph, anybody else for the cocaine usage. Let's say,
This nigga wants to rat on somebody so bad, bro. He wants to just snitch on him. Just snitch.
not the cocaine usage, possession. Let's say she blamed me successfully to the state, for example. We'll take Ralph out of this. She says, actually, no, Nick Rekieta, it was his, or whatever. And she convinces a jury or even the prosecutor to drop charges, convinces a jury to vote not guilty or whatever, because there's some reasonable doubt that it was mine or something, hypothetically speaking. That doesn't mean that I'm going to get charged. It's one thing to cast doubt in a criminal case, right? To say, this could have happened, the state hasn't sufficiently proved that these things didn't happen, so therefore there's doubt. That's a whole big stretch to go from that to making a charge against a person. For them to then charge me and say, we can prove beyond a reasonable doubt that it's yours. Well, they'd have a really difficult time with that. I wasn't in the state. Like, I don't, not involved in any way. So that would be really difficult. Just because you can convince a prosecutor or a jury to drop the charges or find you not guilty does not mean that the next person on the line or the person who's accused of being the actual issue does not mean that they have a successful case against them. So, just because someone may accuse, like if Scarlett were to accuse Ralph, for example, that does not mean that they're going to go and extradite Ralph and bring him into the States and charge him. No. They would have to actually build a case they believe they could prove. And just the word of Scarlett probably is not enough. But we don't know the details of like what was in the bag. We don't know if there's any way to link anything to anybody. No idea. Maybe it's, if it's a bunch of property tax records for Scarlett in the bag, geez, that'll be the end. It's not mine. I've never seen that before in my life. You're done. Like, that's not going to work. But let's say it's a bunch of mail from Merida or whatever, like that was postmarked to Merida and has Ralph's name on it. Well, then we have a different question, right? All right, here we go.
I appreciate it. I heard Rekieta made a video. Shout out Nick Rekieta.
Yeah, that's me. I did.
Oh yeah, and you left some things behind when you stole my phone. You left your daughter's necklace thing that you got. So let me know where you want me to mail that, Ethan. You said it was the most important thing. So now I have Bluey and I have your daughter's necklace. All I'm going to say is I'm going to tell the truth. It's not going to be right now this minute today because it's going to take some time.
Yussi Rizzo says, so no, she is not going to, I think responding to tell the truth. All lies. She needs time to make shit up. I mean, I don't know what she means. That's a really important thing. However, if she's going to quote unquote tell the truth, not today, but it'll take a while. I mean, the criminal process takes a while and there's a long way to go. Even if she's going to plea out, there's a long way to go. So who knows if that's what she means or she means that she's going to go through the criminal process and then say something. Again, less is more. When you are charged with felony drug possession, trust me, the less you say, the better. These two are like a train wreck crashing into another train wreck. That statement makes as much sense as the cognitive abilities of these two. There's a lot of confusing stuff between Scarlett and Ralph. Absolutely. And I don't know that anybody's, supposed to understand it, but, we can, again, I'm here to talk about the law stuff.
Dude, you're so pathetic. You're not only a snitch and a rat, you're a bitch too.
See what I was just talking about? Like, it's confusing. She's like, yeah, I love you, I don't hate you, blah, blah, blah.
She got caught with 30 grams. Yep.
You're a snitch and a rat and a bitch. Like, okay, all right. Again, I don't know. Like, this is a hard.
Look at him. He's so happy. Yes, she's calling him a snitch. Oh my God, yes. Put him away. Put Ralph away and let me stay. Come on. Give me a chance to slide in him. All right, give me a crack at him. My wife doesn't care. My wife doesn't care about anything.
I've passively followed this as it's developed only because of not only because, mainly because of people trying to associate me with a lot of this stuff. What do you do? But people tried to associate me into this scenario in a couple different ways, and I had a tangential connection to it. But what's been going on between them? I'm watching from the sidelines just like you guys, and following along.
Oh, I know you're watching from the sidelines, and it hurts. It hurts every time that you think that she's back. They said, Ethan pulls her back in, and she's saying, "Baby, I love you," and you're crying, and then now this is your chance. I know you want it.
It's impossible. Like, it is impossible to keep up with. Things go back and forth very quickly. And it's difficult. So you can be
let them live.
What's going on?
And if I did half the things to you that you did to me, wow, dude, it's like you're crying.
Welcome to Ethan Ralph, Scarlett.
I wasn't crying. I actually wasn't crying at all. I'm just like, you're like, you like to party? And I'm just like, huh? It comes on me. That's fine. I guess I can hold up in jail. I can handle myself very well.
Did you hear that part there, Rackets? Did you hear that girl that just got caught with cocaine asking, hey, do you like to party? Let's party. Did you hear that? Are you going to say, well, what does party mean? Go to a birthday party?
Welcome to Ethan Ralph, Scarlett.
I wasn't crying. I actually wasn't crying at all. I'm just like, you're like, you like to party? And I'm just like, huh? It comes on me. That's fine. I guess I can hold up in jail. I can handle myself very well. I don't know how they treat people, like the kind of things that you've done in jail. I'd like to see how you hold up yourself.
This again.
I can hold up in jail. I'm good. I can do that. These are all words someone that would use that knows where they're headed and where they're going. And this guy, nah, fuck it. Just snitch on someone else. Put it on someone else.
I haven't listened. This is my first listen through of this. This leads me down my presupposed conclusion, which is that it kind of looks like there's going to be a report made about Ethan Ralph, blaming the coke on him, a domestic incident, intention to set her up.
Not the way she's talking. Sounds like she's doing it.
Or, things like that. I had tweeted speculatively in response to someone who suggested there was a warrant out for Ralph, and they weren't actually.
By the way, there is no warrant or charges out for Ralph. I have the paperwork, looked it up. The state of Indiana has nothing on him. So, and especially with there being the domestic, very confused word. Definitely snitch 9 over here. very, very odd that nothing has been filed. So
actually suggesting that, but it could be read that way. And I read it that way, and I was like, wait, there's a warrant out, like a drug warrant? And I said that would be devastating. Ralph was like, you know more than me. He got kind of ruffled that I thought that.
yeah, I think we pulled those tweets up, but I will again. That little exchange they had. Hold on, let me see what rackets. Let me pull up the old Rekieta. There we go. But I'm gonna see if I can find them rackets. Fucking talk so goddamn much. I'd show the screen, but who knows with him, boy. You know, he might be into some cuckery, and I'm done. Now my whole life is ruined. Where is this? Oh, wait, hold on. What was this? Oh, they pulled up the bag thing. Oh, wait, what just happened? Oh, this was yesterday. And what did he say about hold on, I just want to see what he had to say about the bag being hers. Because here is breaking Scarlett Hampton. It was her bag. Filmed herself driving intoxicated at the 26 March. You can see the Nike bag. Let's see what he had to say. It's gone. What was it? What was it? Oh, I'm patiently waiting for your legal advice on this video. It's gone. Anyways. Huh? I wonder if he did the video predicting it. Oh, I can't find it. I thought it was going to be. Oh, what's this? All right. Oh, yeah. This is when the kids popped. All right. Fuck it. I can't find it. But yeah, I think we may have went over it already. They had like a little argument. And he was like, it will be detrimental for you and something like that. But it's not important. All right. Let me go back to this.
The warrant out for Ralph's arrest on drug charges would be devastating for him. It would be absolutely catastrophic. It would be absolutely catastrophic because a drug warrant, felony drug warrant, especially at this level, is extraditable. That means that the Mexican authority would pretty happily grab Ralph, revoke whatever immigrant status he may have in Mexico, and ship him directly to the FBI.
Wink, wink.
They would have no qualms doing that. The only thing that would slow them down is if Ralph had achieved Mexico's permanent residency status. I don't think he has. I think he mentioned, again, I don't know. But if he hasn't achieved his permanent resident status in Mexico, if he's there on a tourist visa, even if it's long term, even if he's able to stay there for like a year at a time or whatever, if he doesn't have permanent residency, he doesn't have access to Mexico's extradition protections. They will strip your immigration status and mail you to the United States. So they'll FedEx you in or whatever, right into the hands of a U.S. Marshal or FBI agent. You'll get off the plane in handcuffs. So Josie says, I heard him say his visa is up this year, I believe. Yeah, I heard something similar, but I don't know. Like, and he could be lying. He could have permanent residence status. He could be a citizen. Who knows? Like, we wouldn't know. But yeah, taking him at his word, him saying his visa is up this year means he doesn't have a permanent residency. That means that Mexico will happily strip the American of their tourist status, tourist privileges, and they'll ship them back. That'd be bad for Ralph, I would think. I wouldn't want that to happen to me if I were in his shoes. So I would think that that's bad. That's not saying anything about Ralph. That's not saying they could prove guilt or anything like that. But if they issued a warrant,
I know, but you want them.
For drugs, that's certainly a possibility. Now, domestic violence, if it's felony level, and we're going to get to that, if it's felony level domestic violence, it's certainly possible to also get extradition there. You got to think of
felony level domestic violence. Let's take a look at this real quick. I just want to take a look at what that's looking like. What that's hitting for. What's the stipulations to be felony level? So hold on. That is serious enough. Circumstances, serious bodily harm, use of a deadly weapon, strangulation, repeated domestic violence offenses of convictions, violation of a protective order, violence involving certain protected victims of aggravated circumstances. A felony conviction can carry more than a year. Okay. Don't you think the doctors would have seen some bruises on her?
From a policy perspective, Mexico and the United States, there's immigration tension, there's drug trade tension, there's cartel tension. If you have an American involved in the drug trade at any step, I literally just mean if an American is like purchasing drugs.
Okay. This
drugs or whatever, living in Mexico.
Really?
Mexico doesn't want
now, yes. I forgot that it is a proven fact that Ethan Ralph is part of MS-13. He is out here stealing and drilling. He was actually with Escobar back in the day. That's what I heard. That's what the streets told me.
That's smoke. They don't want to expend resources protecting an American citizen from America's justice system. They'll do that. So that, that's the scarier policy question for Ralph in the event of an accusation. We don't know that an accusation is going to be made. We don't know that they would follow up with an accusation. But the thing Scarlett is saying kind of make it look like she intends to at least start deflecting or placing the blame into Ralph's lap.
And also, shout out to a very special attorney who sent me. I got the gifts, and I'll post a picture.
That's not me. To be very clear, that's not me. I know she mentioned me earlier. I don't want to. I don't want people to be confused. I don't know who that is. I don't know what's going on there, but that's not me.
I got it.
Didn't think it was, man. Didn't think it was since you're suspended and you can't do that. So
it's beautiful. It has 4 stars and then an empty star, 5-star hat.
That sounds like a medical.
It's me perfect. I've been wearing it since I got out of jail. Actually, he banged my head into a lamp and then he choked me.
Hold on. I don't think that's ethical. Hold on. Okay. Okay, a small personal gift. Okay. Yeah. Probably influence a client's decisions. Okay. All right. I had to make sure, all right? Obviously, it's not like what what's her name did. What's the one that smoked her kid and walked away? What was her name? What's that girl from? Why am I blanking on her name? The girl in Florida that killed her kid and then went to a party with the baby in the backseat. What was her name? Why am I blanking on it? I can't think of her name now.
Both hands trying to choke me, and then all I had to do was
She ended up fucking her lawyer. So
take the fat off me, and he fell into the air conditioner. I laughed, and then he got up.
Casey Anthony. There we go. Casey Anthony. I couldn't think of her name. Yeah. Stop. I kept saying Sarah for some reason. Casey Anthony. Yeah. She ended up smashing her lawyer.
And he grabbed my phone and he broke it, and then he stole it, and so then he threw it. So then I'm in the park.
And then said her lawyer was taking pictures of her naked, and she was like running through his office, his firm naked. She was running through his firm naked. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Again, we don't know what's true, what's not true. Blah 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 blah. Allegations: hit her head into a lamp, or hit her head with a lamp. Well, that's not good. If you use an object to strike someone in the head, you're very quickly looking towards felony level domestic assault. We can maybe even get. Let's see if I can get a little bit of an idea. Indiana. Here we go. So domestic or family violence means, except for an act of self-defense, the occurrence of one or more of the following acts committed by a family member or household member.
Okay, we don't care about that. I think that's
so
it.
Either of those things becoming felony domestic violence would be very, very bad to have because I
think he just runs down.
If the state attorney or county attorney or whatever who's charged Scarlett in negotiation says, hey, maybe she pleads to like a really low level possession charge, like the lowest level felony, or maybe even a gross misdemeanor for disorderly conduct or something like that, right? Maybe she pleads to that and in exchange provides information about this other person who is now alleged to be involved in drug trafficking and or domestic violence, fueling the trafficking of drugs. That suddenly becomes a really bad problem for Ralph. I'm not saying it's going to happen. We don't know. But that's the type of scenario that she seems to be hinting at here.
I did not go to jail because I pulled a fire alarm. They actually did not charge me for pulling a fire alarm because I was chasing a felon at the time, and I became a felon too, I guess, but allegedly.
She needs to stop saying that she has become a felon. You're not a felon until you are convicted of a felony.
I think she said she was chasing a felon.
Not even a felon.
So it was not my bag. So all things aside, I'm alive. I'm okay. I was beat up pretty bad, but.
Okay, so this is a good question. Ep didn't says, Nick, there's no domestic violence being charged here. Why even entertain this shit? Well, not now. So for domestic violence charges, there typically has to be a complaint, and the prosecution has to be pretty certain that a quote-unquote victim is going to be available.
You don't think that would have been a great time to say she was beaten up when the cops were trying to arrest her? That's like the moment that anybody would try to get out of there. If they're planning on trying to get out of trouble so they don't have to go to the station, wouldn't that be the perfect time to say, I was beaten? The man ran away and beat me? No? Okay.
Available to testify, is going to reliably testify, etc. There's no domestic violence charges if no one reports anything. Sure. But that doesn't mean there won't be or there couldn't be. There certainly could be. But there, as I've stated throughout this whole thing, a whole lot of facts have to come into play for them to decide to charge Ralph with domestic violence or with drug charges. And Scarlett can attempt to deflect onto Ralph without him getting charged. But if they do decide that they have enough evidence for probable cause, then a warrant gets issued. And that's a bad scenario. So why even entertain this shit? Because it's certainly a possibility. And it's completely reasonable that it hasn't been charged yet, but it could be charged in the future. But that depends on what the actual facts are. I don't know at all. But there are indications here that there was domestic violence under the statute if Scarlett's telling the truth. If she's telling the truth and Ethan hit her head with a lamp and tried to choke her, domestic violence charges are not out of the question. Now, they could even charge Scarlett and completely, they could throw her in prison for 9 years for the amount of cocaine that she was caught with, right? In theory, they could do that. And based on what she says, and maybe a video that exists on Twitter, for example, maybe other instances that she may have recorded at some point, domestic violence, they could still charge the domestic violence like that they could do. It doesn't necessarily have to be impacting the other case. Like if they get enough information, they can decide to do what they want to do. I'm not saying any of this will happen. I don't even know, if Scarlett's being truthful here. Who knows? A lot of people would say she isn't, or that, they don't believe her. And a lot of people would say they do believe her. So we're just exploring legal possibilities that are out there. She says she's sober now. Again, I don't know what's going on. But if one were to be attempting.
Maybe at that moment in time when she's talking, she might be sober. Yeah. That'd be a great time to stay sober because she's on bond. This is like the worst time to do drugs. Like, by far the worst. She still has to get drug tested, still's got to show up to court. This would be the very worst time to do drugs. So maybe at this moment in time, she is. Prior to the arrest, though,
to lay blame on another person who was involved and who was also famously and publicly involved in Scarlett's non-sobriety. And if there were, say, allegations, for example, let's say there were allegations of coercion into creating a sex tape.
Bro.
Let's say there were threats against Scarlett's friends. Let's say there were threats against Scarlett. Let's say there was all kinds of potential emotional abuse. Let's say that maybe one of the conditions of
super snitching.
Non-sobriety. Participate with me with these drugs. Otherwise, blah, 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 blah. She said she's sober now, so we'll see what happens. One, it's good that she's sober. That's the first good thing. I think that's a positive improvement in the scenario. But two, if you're going to maybe suggest that you were coerced or forced into non-sobriety, and that maybe that the drugs that were found were not yours because you were coerced or forced or threatened into carrying something for someone else or holding on to something so they could avoid blame. I don't know. There's some language here that kind of seems like maybe that's what's going on. But I have no idea. Josie said she was doing coke before she met Ethan, and that is a mitigating factor. But let's take a peek at that real quick. Do you know she was doing coke before she met Ethan? Or do you suspect she was doing coke before she met Ethan? But I have no idea. Josie says she was doing coke before she even met Ethan, and that is a mitigating factor. But let's take a peek at that real quick. Do you know she was doing coke before she met Ethan? Or do you suspect she was doing coke before she met Ethan? Do you have more evidence that she was doing coke after meeting Ethan or before? Now, just because someone says that Scarlett's doing coke or whatever, and a lot of people did when she first hit the scene, they're saying she's on stuff, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I have no idea. But just because someone says you're doing coke doesn't mean you are. Trust me. Like people say I am all the time. I'm sober. That being said,
Yeah, but when they were telling you were doing coke, you were saying you weren't, and you actually were doing coke. So what are you talking about? Now they just say it to whatever, but you did say you were also saying you weren't doing coke.
They got together. There's actual like live stream evidence, not of them doing coke, but of discussions about drug use and partying and all that stuff. That definitely came about afterwards. I believe that Scarlett maintained that prior to getting involved with Ethan, she was not actually using substances. I believe, but I could be wrong. This isn't up for me to answer. Again, I'm not her attorney. I don't have to prove this case or provide information to a DA or anything like that. And I'm not the DA who has to potentially overcome this stuff. But just because some people believe that she was on cocaine or some other substance prior to Ralph, that becomes a whole lot of back and forth and who will testify to what, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. There are people who may have been with her when she did cocaine or not. I don't know. I have no idea. So, but again, all I'm saying is the words that she's laid out here kind of look like it's possible that she's setting up to at least deflect.
Okay, we did have sex in the bathroom. Not a lot of Thorpes were out there, but I don't know why you got so mad at the Thorpes for. Like, I wanted to go sing karaoke and shit. Like,
that's something I will never understand. I won't understand that at all.
If you sing karaoke, none of this shit would happen. You should have just listened to Ben.
What, having sex in the bathroom?
Damn it.
I gotta say, like, karaoke does not prevent you from getting arrested for cocaine. I want to go on record and say that from personal experience, it doesn't matter how much karaoke you sing. That will not stop you from getting arrested for cocaine possession. I did a lot of karaoke. I was down bad.
Okay, I'm going to blame two people. There's more, but not for my own actions and my own court thing. That is totally separate. That is my responsibility. However,
again, a hugely ill-advised statement.
Yeah. I mean, she has admitted that all of this is her fault like 10 times throughout this call. This is over. Like, she's just going to... we don't even need to watch anymore. She's just going to plead out. Like, Rackets, I know what you're trying. I know you want to try. Yo, just put them away and come stay with me. You could live with us. You could be part of me and my wife's cuckery and swinging lifestyle. You can move. I can move you in. All right? But it's just not going to work. This bitch is... I shouldn't call her a bitch, but this girl has literally admitted, yo, I'm a felon. Yo, yeah, I did this. And yeah, I'm going to take responsibility for my actions. Yeah, I did. She's just going to plea out, do a little piece of time, and that's it. It's gone. It's there. Oh, I don't know. Maybe she's there. Maybe she's not. I don't know. He says that Lady Rackets and whatever, so I thought she was still there. I don't know. Maybe she's not. Who knows? Wait. I thought April was Emerald. April's gone. April's got a boyfriend. I thought April's was Emerald's and hers was the other one. Or his was the other girl. Right? April's the blonde-haired Emerald girl. Yeah, April left. She's got a boyfriend now. She had a boyfriend or something like that because I remember Aaron talking about it. But I don't know about. I think his girl's still there, or his wife. April is Mega Man. That's hilarious. But anyway, so that's what we had today. A little short, Joan. Ain't much happened. I think that's it. Yeah, so that's it. So what I want to say, Kayla is still under. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. April been out. Yeah. Kayla is his. April's been gone. That's a fact. Kayla is under the Baldo control. Yeah. So, Jesus Christ. Very, 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 very weird. But all right, y'all. We're gonna call right there. I appreciate you all for coming through. Thank you very much. I will be back Sunday night. Now, I don't know what's going on Sunday and what time I'm gonna be back because it all depends on what time I'm going out of work. But I get out of work. But we will be back Sunday because Sunday is the EDP 445 documentary hitting the streets, and we are definitely taking a look at that joint. Hold on, let me check and see. I hit the group chat. I said, yo. Are we doing it? I didn't get a response back. Oh, yeah, we're good. We are. LCTF is down tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Are you watching? I'm going to see it. I'm going to watch it. I'm going to watch it when it drops. That's a fact. But that's a fact, Marco. I will be taking a look at that, of course. So we will be taking a look Sunday night when I get out. But I was supposed to be with Chris and Leon, but I don't know if they're gonna start without me. If they start without me, then I'm just gonna do my own. But if they wait for me, then I don't know. We'll see what happens. We'll figure it out. But Sunday night, I will be back at some time, and we will be taking a look at that. All right. But I appreciate you all for coming out. Thank you very much. Y'all have a really good night. Y'all really the ghost to God bodies. I'm gone.
When you see me in the street, when you greet me, every time you meet, all you gotta say is peace, God, peace, God, peace, God, peace, God, peace, God, peace, God. Check. You know the God seen and heard. My sound travel the world, but I never leave the curb. Frequency serves. Deep in my breath was speaking words. He's